Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. Now, I want us to start this session by going through this video. And this video was shared from Haiti. And I think you understand that right now, the Kenya police have arrived in Haiti. And it's alleged that based on what Ruto said in the US, that the number is around 1,000 to 2,000. So, but first, I want us to go through this video. This is a video about a street protest. And first, before you get further on the video, please just watch it.
You know Ruto is a slave, right?
Yeah.
He's a slave.
Yes,
He's a slave.
Why are you saying
I'm
that?
from Haiti.
That's why you
We are
saying
here
that.
today to protest against what Ruto is about to do.
Yes?
Yes.
Why
William
the-
Ruto.
What do you think is a bad thing? It's a bad thing.
No,
what
you
he's
want to
doing.
invade Haiti
Yeah.
with
Feel a slave. Feel a slave. Feel a slave.
That one US occupation.
power to the people.
That one US occupation.
Power to the people.
That one Kenya occupation.
Power to the people.
That one Kenya occupation.
Power to the people.
That one US occupation. Kenya occupation.
That is a video of the people in Haiti demonstrating in the streets against William Ruto. That video was shared by Gabriel Oguda, one of the renowned bloggers, in his X handle. And in his X handle, he shared a story there, a tweet. So I want us to go through this tweet that Gabriel Oguda shared, and then we offer reactions, because based on this tweet, it is hard to understand what the people of Haiti really want. So this is what Gabriel Oguda shared. Good morning, Dr. William Ruto. The people of Haiti are asking you to clean your own house first before pretending to care for your neighbors. They have also said you are a slave of the West, but we won't say that loudly because we still have visitors around Kongoi. So Gabriel Oguda talks about Haiti people, asking William Ruto not to pretend to care about them. He talks about William Ruto being the puppet of the West. So I want us to go through those 2 points which Gabriel Oguda has shared in that tweet and establish whether what he's saying is justified. But before you do that, please like this video. I've noticed that so many people forget to like this video. Mind if you like this video, you give this video an opportunity to be shared by YouTube on the YouTube platform. And you can also subscribe to our channel if you're not subscribed before, and to existing subscribers, thank you so much for supporting this channel. So, back to this tweet and back to the story that Gabriel Oguda shared. It's hard to know what the people of Haiti want, and unless they have some other agenda. You see, US have always been supporting the government of Haiti, and all the governments which have been there in Haiti, the people of Haiti have always regarding those prime ministers or presidents or the heads of state there as puppets of the West. So in this tweet, Gabriel Oguda talks about Ruto being puppet of the West. So how is that true? I want us to go through the details so that we can get to a better understanding on whether Ruto is a puppet of the West. First of all, I will remind you that US has withdrawn its troops. US withdrew its troops from the Haiti, or we can as well say that US withdrew from direct involvement on the Haiti issue. Now, we all know also, based on what people are saying and the media outlets are saying, that Kenya has become a second home to Americans. Meaning, from that statement, you can comfortably say that Kenya is a junior US. So if Kenya is a junior US and Biden has committed a lot of funds to supporting the police who were sent to the Haiti, and that US being involved indirectly, personally I think geopolitically, US is still involved in the issue of Haiti indirectly, but they are committing funds and putting Kenya at the forefront to deal with the issue of Haiti. So, in other words, it is akin to what is happening in Ukraine. You see, in Ukraine, US is also doing the same with the Ukrainian government. So the Ukrainian government are fighting the Russians, and US is supporting the Ukraine government to continue fighting the Russia. And there was a time there was talk of snipers from US, snipers from UK, from Australia, going to the Ukraine to fight the Russia people. So on this analysis, ladies and gentlemen, the focus is on Haiti and whether US or whether Kenya or Ruto is being viewed as the West puppet and whether that is true. So we have talked about why we think it could be that Biden is using Ruto to fight, the war in Haiti. So whether this is going to be successful or not, the bone of contention here is that Gabriel Oguda seems to be believing that Ruto is a puppet of the West. Now, there's another point here that is very, very critical being talked about in this tweet, and that could be the reason why you find that there was that demonstration, the street demonstration that I showed you, and that street demonstration, ladies and gentlemen, has come at a time where William Ruto is in the US. So the expectation is that that message is going to go viral. These people in the Haiti don't want the intervention by Ruto. Of course, one of the agenda of William Ruto is to be able to contain the crisis in that place and ensure that peace prevails. So when I look at this reaction from the people demonstrating, I ask myself a very, very fundamental question. Ain't these people interested in the peace that is going to be realized with this intervention? And they interested in that peace? If these people are not interested in that peace, why are they, doubting Ruto's involvement in this? Personally, I think US has an interest in the Haiti land. There's something that US sees in Haiti that it must conquer. So for US to conquer that thing that it sees in Haiti, the US must fight these gangs. And these gangs are also speaking loudly and saying that any country that is being supported by the US, they will make sure that country does not survive in that state. And they're also saying that Haiti is theirs and that US should not meddle in the issues of Haiti. But again, we also look at this gang violence from another perspective. One of the reasons why these people are violent, there was a lot of gang violence, was because they didn't want the former Prime Minister Ariel Henry to be in power. They said Ariel Henry should be ousted, cannot take the country to where it's supposed to go. So the expectation is that once Ariel Henry had resigned, peace would prevail. But you see, peace has never prevailed to date. There was some temporary ceasefire, but then again, everything was blown out of proportion. So that explains why now there is demonstration in the streets, because these people realize that. I think one of the reasons why the locals could be demonstrating is because they realize that if at all the Kenyan troops fill the streets and they want to contain the issue of Haiti, then gang violence will skyrocket. So that is another fundamental factor to be considered, and that could explain why there's demonstration. You see, the escalation of the gang violence is likely to be seen if Kenyan troops are seen on the streets, because the leaders of these joint gangs, Frazier, I think the name is Frazier, he said that if Kenyan troops step into the country, the Haiti country, they will be responsible for anything that happens. So that means that is a warning that is being conveyed there. That is a very, very harsh warning that anything that is going to happen is going to be blamed on Kenya, probably on the US, and any other country that is in that country. But they kept on mentioning Kenya. So, ladies and gentlemen, what do you make of this tweet by Gabriel Oguda sharing the demonstration on the streets about William Ruto? And that's what is happening at the moment. And I've shared that video. I hope you've seen that video. And if you saw that video, then that is a true status of what is happening on the ground. So, ladies and gentlemen, perhaps if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, please take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. So until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.